Hello, beautiful peoples. Just wanted to let you know that the next podcast that we will be releasing is to do with additional needs, being a parent with additional needs, or being a parent to a child with additional needs, or you having additional needs and dealing with a child with additional needs. And it's bloody tough either way, whether you're on your own or if you've got a partner, it doesn't matter. It's really tough and we're all learning as we go along. Anyway, I'm really, really lucky that the school has recognised my son's needs and they've given us full support, but there are people out there still fighting for it day in, day out, and not knowing where to turn, and they're suffering in silence, and there's no need to because there's so much help out there. So I persuaded the guys, because I feel really strongly about this, to let me loose with the podcast, and I invited the wonderful Sarah Coy on. So please watch to see what happens next.
Welcome back to My Matters. So we're on season 2, and this is the first episode with a fantastic guest.
Second
so
episode.
we've got Knob. So we've got.
It's the second episode, the first one with a guest.
Thanks. Do you want to? You carry on.
Well, clearly I'm going to have to.
Anyway, so we've got a great person here today, and we've also got the lovely Jenna, the most annoying M, and introduce yourself.
I'm Sarah Coy and I run the Timoth Neurodiversity Hub.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
So I've known Sarah for years through people and the father of your children as well. And now our children happen to go to the same school, and actually Sarah's been quite a brilliant support to me, giving me advice. We haven't had too many in-depth conversations. There's been voice notes after a bottle of wine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not the dreaded voice notes.
How many
voice
voice
notes,
notes did Jenna send you in a row?
Oh, God. 5, 6.
That's just to say good morning.
Oh, yeah, this is what's happened.
Yeah.
But she's kindly added me to some WhatsApp groups, and it's part of community, and I'm not going to lie, it's a bit full on sometimes because I don't like to read things anyway, but it's nice to know it's there. But I wanted to ask, because obviously it's all over social media about additional needs, autism, ADHD, whatever, and I feel like it's a really big part of everyone's lives now. We're all the undiagnosed age. We're all affected by it in some way, or we know someone that's affected by it, and there's parents struggling, and I just thought it was really important to get you on here, just to kind of work out, like, why did you start up these groups? What made you do it? Where do you hold them? What are you getting from it?
I started it because now I realise I've got ADHD, so in true ADHD fashion, an idea came and I've done it. I went to a parent carer support
At least
group.
you followed it through.
Yeah.
This one I did, I've got no choice now, everyone needs it.
Well, you're here now, so you've got to commit.
Yeah, I've got to carry on now. No, I went to a parent carer support group that was put on by Teambridge CVS, and I went along to it, and I was still, because I was looking for something for support.
CVS, what's the...
CVS, Teambridge CVS, it's the Community Voluntary Service.
Something along those lines.
Something along those lines. And they've been really supportive all the way through. But the thing I was looking for was to take my kids somewhere where no one looked at me and went, "Why you letting them climb that wall?"
I felt you couldn't take your kids anywhere.
I couldn't go anywhere. The only place I felt I could take them and not worry about it was Woodlands.
Right.
And
Because
what
they're off.
Because everyone,
And they're
what
all
is it that you feel about your children that people are judging? Is it because they seem like they're badly behaved? Are they loud? Are they noisy?
All of that.
I'm asking these questions like I don't know them, but
No,
I want to
nobody
know.
else
they
does,
are.
yeah.
They don't listen. So I could, and I've had it today. We've gone to Brixham today, and I'm like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. And people are looking, and I'm thinking, just say one thing, and I'll tell you what the problem is.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So my dad's purposely there saying to his sister, "This is the ADHD life," so that all the people around can go,
but you shouldn't
"Oh, okay."
have to do that.
No, I know, and this is what really annoys me because no one understands anything. They just stand and look and think, and it's always people that back in my day.
And you feel like you are being judged. You feel like your children are being judged. You are.
You are being judged.
When they're looking and they're making comments.
It's that face, it's that kind of screwed up face, and my Archibald wouldn't be
We went out for
never
dinner once, didn't we?
done
When we got to the car and you came out and said the lady next to us had complained about Che, and I went marching back in, you had to stop me. Because you get to a point when I then did actually have the recognition from school and they said actually yes, and he needs to be referred and he needs help and he needs a one-to-one, that's when you realise actually You know, you've got such a conflicting, you know, I was saying earlier, you've got 85% of people saying there's nothing wrong with your child. He hasn't got, because there are so many people out there trying to get all the benefits from having a child with, you know, additional needs. But then the other, like, sort of 15% were saying he doesn't make eye contact, he doesn't do this. But when you actually have, you know, like we all know, I've got ADHD, I haven't been diagnosed, I know I have. And now it's kind of like accepted, so I accept it with my son now. So I've got to the attitude you have, not like your dad. You know, if people are going to look, carry on looking, because I couldn't give a monkey's.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I'd rather be in the moment with what's happening with the kids or one of the children. I'd rather be in the moment dealing with that than worrying about what's happening around me.
It is hard not to worry, because I've got questions over Amy, and I'm similar to Jenna and probably you. I've not been diagnosed, I've definitely got it.
Yeah.
And I look at Amy and I think, yeah, you probably have too. But you don't want to fall into that category either, where you end up kind of over-labelling and trying to make excuses for stuff. Because sometimes Amy's just really bloody naughty. And sometimes she just ain't listening, and sometimes she's just got a cob on, and sometimes she's just pushing it.
And my son's exactly the same. He's not perfect.
And that's the hardest part, though, because what are you parenting?
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, what are you parenting, the ADHD or a child that needs
And I've even
different?
had his dad say, I know that's not the autism, that's him being naughty. I'm like, but is it?
No, you don't know.
Is it? Because he could be really overstimulated. He could be hungry, he could be thirsty, but he doesn't tell you.
That's the difficult thing, though, isn't it? Because it's actually the bit that you want to kind of go, okay, there's probably something else going on here that I need to support and I want to support. I want to get that bit right, but I also don't want my child growing up to completely out Asbo, who doesn't ever listen to anything and thinks that rules don't apply to them, and ends up in jail.
And has an excuse.
2 points. I actually say that to them. I say, I don't want you to be one of those men that aren't nice to other people, are not nice to women, and end up in trouble because you don't.
And that's the most important thing, isn't it? To teach your children to be nice. And
but if they don't get it, Jenna, then how?
But my child.
Well, you hope, don't you? In the end,
in the end, you know,
I saw a thing on. Did anybody see the ITV the other week?
I don't watch TV at the moment.
They were talking about
I can't watch it.
this exact situation, really. And there's a presenter on there who says, my son had a meltdown and ran off, and I was just like shouting down the road. And this woman came over and basically said, well, what sort of parenting are you doing? Maybe you want to try this. And he was like, fuck off. You know. And he was sort of saying, look, don't come and tell me how to be a father. But then there's another guest on there saying, well, I do that all the time. And I say it because I'm trying to help. But I have to say, as a father, I'd be quite offended. So I'm just trying to deal with my son. Leave me alone. I just want to get my son back.
I haven't got time to listen to.
But everybody's different, and everybody's child responds differently. You know? The best way I was explained to it by our head teacher, the old head teacher, was actually quite fascinating. And she said the best way to describe it is when a child, you know, even if they don't have autism or ADHD, whatever dysregulation it is, or meltdown as they call it, she said the only way to imagine it is if you've gone to the doctor and they're giving you really horrendous results, like you've got cancer, they always tell you to bring someone with you to listen to that. So when a child is dysregulating, they're having a meltdown because you want them to wear their shoes and socks and they don't want to, you're not going to get through to them. So I found I was shouting and shouting and shouting, and I was getting myself wound up. But the more I shouted, the more he would lose it. So actually, sometimes you just need to step back, let them lose it a minute.
But that's so much easier said than done sometimes, Jen. Because if you're, let's all be honest, if you're overstimulated yourself and you're struggling yourself, and then you're trying to regulate a child, and they're pushing buttons, they don't know they're pushing buttons. It's also easy just to.
But what I mean,
I explode constantly.
Yeah, and then the guilt that you feel afterwards.
The guilt. That's just another conversation.
I think that's harder. I think that's harder though for single parents.
But what
because
I mean
from a family.
There's no one to take over.
Yeah, from a family point of view.
Over here.
I can step in as a dad and go.
We're doing fine actually.
Yeah, we're all right.
But what I meant is by that conversation is that's how you should imagine it when the child is going through that. So there is no, it is hard. I'm not saying it is easy, and I've been there and I've lost my, you know, and I've hit walls and stuff. That's not me. But the way she described it was really quite interesting, because if you were getting really terrible news, you would just shut down and you wouldn't take in the information. So that's what I was trying to say, is the way she worded it and explained it to me, I thought it was really useful.
Yeah, it is useful.
Because actually, sometimes I do lose it, but sometimes I think, just let him lose his shit a minute.
Yeah.
Give him a cuddle when he's calmed down, because I'm not going to get through to him.
Everyone in my family's had to learn that with my two now. They know that they're dysregulated. They're not going to listen in that
moment.
No,
absolutely not.
But it doesn't matter if your child's got ADHD. ADHD.
It doesn't matter if they've got anything at
Or
all.
anything at all. Sometimes the child will just have a breakdown and you can't get through to them
And
until
there's
they
no
burn
point
out.
trying to communicate with them at that point.
No,
I mean, I'm sure we've been angry as adults, where we've been so angry with something or upset. We're not going to listen to someone saying, calm down.
I don't often normally get angry, but I did get really angry recently over something that happened. And no matter what people are trying to say to me, I just want listening. I'm just, F off, don't speak to me, I'm not interested, I don't want to hear you. So for a child who's trying even harder to try and understand and manage their emotions.
And their process time is going to be so much longer than ours.
Yeah.
Can I just pick back a little bit? Because one of the things really interesting when you first started talking, when you were saying around why did you start, and you said, I couldn't find anywhere to go. How long ago was that?
18 months ago, ish, February last year.
Yeah.
There was Ames in Dawlish, which is so popular they've got a waiting list, and there was nothing going on. And at the time, there were in my youngest child's class, there was quite a few that were going through the assessment process, and I jokingly said one day, I'm just going to hire a hall, we're going to chuck our kids in it, and they can just get on with it, and no one can tell us what they think of our parenting and our kids. And it was a joke, but I went home that night and I thought,
actually,
I could actually do that.
That could work.
Yeah.
So where do you do it then? Where is
At
it?
the
'Cause
moment,
it looks great.
right now we're at Timoth Hospital, still is the Family Hub building.
So when's that on there? When's that?
So we run a weekly home ed group.
Yeah.
So it develops very quickly into home ed because a lot of neurodivergent children can't cope with school at all.
Yeah.
So we do that weekly, and then we have a parent carer support group, a peer support group. None of us are professionals, and that's every other Tuesday. And then on the alternate Tuesdays we have a women's neurodivergent support group because as mums, because a lot of dads don't get to go to these things. We're sitting there talking, and I'm like, I think I've got ADHD.
Yeah.
And then it opens up everyone going, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to. And so then we started to feel bad about taking that space as a parent to talk about the kids and schooling and all of that. So we started the women's one to not feel guilty about.
Do you think it's quite nice that you're not all professionals and you can have a bit of a grounded conversation? Because sometimes with professionals, it suddenly becomes very clinical. We're going to try and treat what's wrong with you rather than just have a chat about it.
Yeah, definitely. And there are barriers between people and professionals.
Yeah,
there are.
Absolutely.
You think that everyone's going to be writing notes and you're going to get judged or reported or you didn't deal with that.
Scary.
It is. There's that fine line, and
particularly with ADHD brains yourself, and like if anything happens, I go through the worst case scenario. Next thing I know, I'm taken into care and I'm being arrested. I live in the gutter.
That never happens to you.
It is horrible.
That's what my brain goes like. It's not like I can admit that actually sometimes I lose my temper. If I say that, that's it. I'm going to turn up.
That's the thing. But it's honest and it's real, and that's what we're like there in that room.
Could you tell us a bit about your situation? I was explaining to John, briefing him before you came, about what happened with getting recognition at the school for you, because you were trying to get recognition, and there are a lot of parents out there suffering in silence that don't even speak out, and their child is a brilliant child at school, but at home they're biting, spitting, swearing.
It's exactly my life, So my eldest, I could tell from a very young age. I was a childminder for 10 years and a nursery nurse, and I've been around a lot of children.
Yeah, you had experience.
Yeah, and this baby, I was like, this is different. I had to repeat things over and over to him if I was playing something. And anyway, so me and his dad split up, and he left the year before he started school, and that summer was horrendous. He was really hurting me, throwing things at me, hitting me, lashing out, and I was, everyone's going, well, his dad's left. He's trying to deal with that. He can't work. And I was like, well, I know he can't understand that, and I will take that on board that this is a thing, but I've known for 3 years now that this child is very different. So clever, could speak from just after he was 1, he was making sounds, and he was singing songs when he was 2.
Really?
And I'm like, that's not normal. Yeah. And it just, he was really, really clever, really intelligent. So straight away I'm like, okay. So I refused to listen to everyone saying, no, he's fine, it's just a boy, blah, blah, blah. I refused. But at the same time, all that self-doubt stopped me from pushing it any further. And, regrettably, a lot of people are like, no, I'm not having this. But I didn't. I went, all right, you all know best. You professionals all know best. The health visitor knew best. It was behaviour. A paediatrician didn't want to see him. It was behavioural.
Wow, so there's a lot of professionals pushing you away.
But the GP, he was bouncing around on the bed in the room while I'm having and every time I went to see my doctor, I had to take the kids with me. Yeah. And I was like, why don't you see it? Like, they're a handful, you're tired now because you're on your own now. And I was like, no, it's not. Yes, I'm tired, but
yes, I'm on my own. But actually, I can
do this. Yeah. Done it for a year.
I'm probably better off doing it on my own.
Exactly.
To be honest.
But he started school, and in the summer, I said to when you meet the teacher in the summer holidays at the school, and I said, I don't want him to be picked out for being naughty, because he will go against everything. He will go against everything you say and everything you do, because he doesn't listen to a word at home. Blah 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 blah. Well, that didn't happen, did it? He was an absolute angel.
Same with Amy.
Yeah, but the school refusal was ridiculous. He'd run after me, screaming and crying, and of course, at first there are teething problems, but he was in there and he was loving it, and then it was a couple of weeks later, and you go through all these motions, and then the Senko at the time said to me, she actually said on the first day of school. So this lovely teacher I'd spoken to had pulled the Senko at the time and said, Sarah's expressed blah, blah, blah. So she walked out with me and she said, it sounds like there's some sensory processing disorder, or it could be nothing, but I'll keep an eye on him and I'll see what... She left, but the time that she was there, she used to ring me at the end of every term and catch up, and she was always the person that rang me if there was a problem at school. Like, his behaviour wasn't great, but he was learning his way, and so they don't knuckle down on that reception, and that's fine, great. But still, they were like, no, it's fine, And I'm like, okay, but he's at home and he's like throwing rocks at my head. That's not normal.
No, especially when you tell him it's dangerous and you're hurting mummy.
Yeah, you won't put his socks on because there's a line in the sock, or it feels crispy.
So have you had your children diagnosed?
I've had them privately diagnosed, had to pay.
And did you have to do that because nobody would help you?
No one would listen. No one would help.
And do you mind me asking how much that cost, just for people out there that might be thinking of doing it? And where did you go? Where did you find?
1,800 and something each.
Wow. Each?
Yeah.
That's scary,
with ADHD 360.
And there's going to be people listening to this now thinking, shit, I'm never going to get help.
But this is where, I was advised by another parent to do that. Just go private. It was literally, it was Children Walk Carnival, and Charlie was so dysregulated because there was so many people, and so much going on.
Noise,
and I was doing a stall to try and promote the hub. And so I was like not in it. I was overwhelmed, and I was just like, oh my God, and I did not deal with that situation the best I could. Absolutely not.
Happens.
But he climbed up on... I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But that was the breaking point. He climbed up onto one of the things and he's throwing rocks at people walking past. And I was like, oh my God. This is my youngest child. And I was like, no, I'm done. That's it. I got him in the car. He's throwing stuff at me while I'm driving. And I was like, no, that's it. Dad, lend me this money now, because he's going to really hurt someone.
Once you had that diagnosis done, and it came back with whatever they came back with, did the school then listen?
The school with this child were kind of already listening, because he was so dysregulated at school. He was so all over the place. He was my eldest that masked, and they didn't listen.
And it was quite interesting what you had to go through
to get the recognition at school. So basically, was it last summer? I can't remember.
Was it not just before we started school? Because obviously our child
anyway, at some point, Billy then again, he's like a roller coaster with his violence and his aggression, and he was battering me.
Was Billy the older one?
Yeah.
Right.
So he was so angry about whatever it was. I don't even know. Normally I can pinpoint. Normally I can pinpoint a situation in life, but this was, and he was getting so aggressive, and I was walking through Morrison's, and he was marching after me, like hitting me, punching me, and this was going on for weeks, and I was going into school saying, this is what he's doing. This is what's happening. Like, you're telling me this is normal. This is okay.
Yeah.
Until one day he grabbed me and pinched me here, so I held him away.
That hurts as well.
Oh God, doesn't it? You just really want to go.
A little bit of skin, especially the wings.
So I held him away from me, and my nail dug in his arm, and he said, "Mum, you're hurting me. Your nail." And I went, "Oh God, sorry. Right, this is why we're not going to do this at the top of the stairs. You're not hitting me and punching me and kicking me." Went into school, told him, and I said, "Oh, we did complain actually. I might have left a mark on his arm."
Yeah.
So he had a MASH referral.
Oh,
and I was like, yay! But I literally was. The deputy head rang me.
Could you just say what MASH referral means?
Oh, so they rang what I don't even know. Multi-agency.
Is it social?
It's safeguarding. We had a social worker in the end. But when the deputy head rang me and told me, I cried, and I was literally at one of my groups at the time, so it was amazing to have them mums there.
Again, did you have the same thought she thought, oh my God, they're going to take my kid away, I'm a bad mum? Did you not have that?
I did not, actually. I thought, thank God.
Oh, did you?
Because a social worker will now have to get involved and will have to come to my house and will have to see me, and I can explain to that person that is literally it's their job.
Because that would terrify me.
It did terrify me, but at the end of the day I was like, no, I'm not actually hurting my children.
Yeah, you're
I'm
not doing anything
on a daily
wrong.
basis doing anything to him. And so they've got to listen to me now, and they will go into school, and that's what's going to happen, and that is what happened. And I was like, yes.
But it's just such a shame, isn't it? It had to get to
that point.
But
And
they
that
have
happens to a lot of people.
And that's why I wanted Sarah on, because there are two, I won't mention any names or anything, there are two different women that I know that are on their own, and they've had suspicions that the children have needs. The school have said they're high achievers, they're perfect star pupils in school. They're struggling financially, they're struggling mentally. One of them's got autism herself, and she's a single mum with 3 kids, doesn't drive, walks her kid to school, rain and shine. Sometimes the kid doesn't even want to walk, it's having a melt. She walks it all the way across that shoulder bridge in the rain, holding the child, and she's not a big girl herself, you know. And it's really, I mean, I'm really, really lucky that my child behaves, and he's pretty settled at home, at school, he plays up, he hits people, he punches people. I've not seen that side of him, and it's really hard to hear. But there is, and I get the support because he is a little bugger at school. But there are parents that are still struggling, and they don't know that they can turn to certain people. They don't know about her groups. They don't know that citizens' advice can even help, or the doctor. And you've got to fight for everything with a neuro child, haven't you? You've got to fight for everything.
There are a lot of places you can go to, and there are a lot of support.
But you
and
don't
services
know
you don't know about them. And this is something I'm like trying to get.
And again, if your child is biting you and kicking you and screaming at home, and you go to school, you feel like a shit parent. You feel like they are going to judge you. Well, you obviously can't control your kid. But people do. People do feel like that. You probably do.
A little bit, though. I mean, you know, your case is clearly genuine, but there are lots of people who play on these things. Do you think the schools really struggle to differentiate between the two?
I think they assume that's what's going on. That actually no.
I think there has been known that, you know, and it's a very big thing, isn't it, that people do want to financially gain. You know, there's been films that people have convinced.
I know somebody who's definitely tried to do that, and
right.
I've had to say,
I've always been naive.
And that is disgusting. That is disgusting.
Yeah, but I must have been naive because I always think, why the hell would anyone put themselves through this nightmare of fighting? And you'd give up. So I don't want to believe, and I don't believe that they are.
Is that because they're on a tighter now? Or
I think some people really know how to play a system, and some people are very manipulative.
I know when my dad got pulled years ago, he got poorly and he lost his job and stuff, and you know, and people that know how to play, and then we're going up to him and saying, look, we can help you, we'll help you kind of squeeze every penny you can out of the government, and there are people, and that's almost how they kind of make their living, and so I think you're right. The majority of people, literally 99% of people, aren't making it up and are desperate for help.
Oh no, I'm not trying to say that the majority are.
And we spoke briefly about it in the last episode we recorded just before you came, that actually people are saying now everyone's got autism, everyone's got ADHD nowadays, but actually what's happening is people are better at spotting it, and the diagnoses are better, and lots more people that we might have said, oh, they're bad on their nerves or are a bit quirky, that type of thing, probably had it, but there just wasn't recognition. So it's brilliant that there is that recognition there now. But I do think schools are struggling because of the amount of things that are coming through now.
I think a lot of it is statistics as well. Yeah. So there are certain schools near us where our children go that are, you know, there's one I went to, a primary school, and I think it's typically, you know, children with additional needs now. But there are certain schools as well that don't want to be recognised that they've got, you know, these children in the school because behaviour problems as well. I don't want my kid to go there. You know, I don't want them to be surrounded by that. So I think there is a lot of statistics involved, and lots of like, you know, like with the attendance thing as well, like fines and points and whatever. And my boy really does struggle. He catches everything. Every bug he gets his button. But then if he gets a bug,
you're always saying this.
I always got a bug.
Yeah, honestly, I've got
Every week.
such bad anxiety now.
Yeah.
I convinced myself yesterday we had a sickness thing because we both felt hungry at 9 o'clock last night. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, but
we're gonna
also
have sickness and diarrhea.
you pick up on when he's going to be ill because you
he gets
see all his sensory issues.
But because
and
he
then
then
you're like,
co-sleeps,
okay.
I then get it as well.
Yeah.
So yes, I do have a bug all the time. Actually, I've been all right. We've been healthy because we're not in school.
Not in school,
yeah, we're not in school, so we're not catching
You
everything
haven't had many
going.
bugs recently.
No, I haven't, but I like to say it a lot.
Yeah,
If I don't say bug every
I think his
day,
glands are up.
Something's wrong
I
with
think
his
my
gland.
glands are up. I think your glands are up.
Everyone's glands are up.
oh, don't say that. I'm leaving.
Going back to what you do, I mean, it's incredible. You mean you run these groups and you've got
And a single parent
and a
of
single
two.
parent, and you've got your children
crazy.
who are, are challenging. How do you find the time? Because I run a group, a different sort of group, and sometimes they're chatting on there until midnight, and I'm like turning it off and going, I can't look anymore. It's just bombarding me, and if I do look, I can't stop thinking about it. And if you've got 3 or 4
I think that's the group I
groups,
got muted.
but even then, because I go onto my WhatsApp and it's got like little numbers, I'm like,
Well,
I've got to
yeah.
look now. I can't
And
not
if it
look.
says 52, you know it's me. 52, no, that's Jenna.
So it must be quite wearing on you.
Yeah.
So
It is, but I've learned recently because of other
suppose you can
people's
take your
boundaries.
children there as well. It's not like you've got to find
I take them there,
childcare.
but I tell you what, it's a nightmare.
How, do you
I can't.
how are you managing your resilience and your well-being?
Oh, I'm not.
Right, well, let's
Yeah.
talk about that then.
No, my well-being's fine. I'm looking forward to my massage on Friday.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
month, you know,
Yeah.
it's me. Massage. Yeah, but she's like my life coach as well.
Yeah.
So I get an hour of going blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
and I come out with
Do
a
you get
load.
much Sarah time though? Do you have what I call SMH, so
Yeah,
Sarah
shall I
mental
tell you
health
why?
time?
Because I let them play on their Xbox.
Yes.
Okay.
For hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, actually, that's what they want to do, and I've got stuff I need to get done. This is the holidays, you know, this is ridiculous. I'm so behind on so much stuff.
And let's face it, they're missing the structure and the
Oh,
routine,
God,
probably,
yeah,
aren't they? I
yeah,
mean, although they
yeah.
hate school, probably, like,
Yeah.
you know, Che does some mornings, he don't want to go in because it's
Yeah.
too early. But
Well,
actually,
yeah.
it's
Charlie
really
asked
good
me
for
to
them.
print him off some maths the other day.
That's weird.
And I was like,
Bless him.
you
Love
need to
him.
get back to school.
But thank you for your honesty there, though, because I think
Yeah.
we've all got that guilt around screen time with our kids, haven't we? And I, kind of look back and I used to be on Game Boy or whatever for hours,
Oh,
but
God, yeah.
there is so much guilt associated with letting your kids have screen time.
And we've been
But let's
judged
be honest-
before,
and we have
haven't
been
we,
judged
at
before,
dinner
dinner
tables
tables
and
and
that
stuff.
doesn't matter if it's
ADHD
games or just TV.
Or anything, just
Yes.
any screen,
Yeah.
and that's about neurodivergent children or not, you get judged for your children sat there in front behind a screen. But give us a flipping break.
Yeah,
What do
you're
we
on your own 24/7 and you
know what I mean?
want to go out for dinner
I
and eat a
just wanna make
steak
it
without a kid going,
Yeah.
But even if you just want to tidy the house,
Yes. Yeah.
But also, my downtime could be playing on Roblox if that's what I choose it
Yeah.
to be. So if that's my child's downtime, crack on.
Yeah.
My downtime is classed as me sitting on my bed with my feet up and a glass of wine
Yes.
on my
Scrolling your phone or
laptop,
something.
on my laptop,
Yeah.
working. Because for me, if I've done what I need to do and it's off my plate, I feel better.
Yeah.
So although it is still doing
Yeah.
everything that he's doing, it's less for me to think about. So when, after tea and before they go to bed, I'm like,
The thing is, at the
But
end of the
guilt
day,
there, I
you've got
wanna
to
spend that time with them.
You've got to do what you've got to do.
Gotta-
innit?
I think that's really
You've
interesting.
got to do what
that.
you've got to do to survive. Because if you didn't give them that screen time, and like you said,
well,
you couldn't get the stuff
couldn't
you
do
need to
anything.
do, especially housework. I mean, messy house,
Oh,
messy
my
mind.
days, my house.
If you don't catch up with that,
Yeah.
you're going to feel shit. You're probably going to project shit. Your kids
Well,
aren't
this
going to
is
be
it.
happy. You're not going to be happy. So
And if
actually,
I've got, like now, I'm in the middle of writing up meeting notes from a meeting that I had. So I'm a volunteer ambassador for DIAS, which is like the in-between DIAS, the service that supports
What's Dias?
Devon Information Advice Service. So it's for neurodivergent families and children and, older children as well and how they move forward. So I don't even know. That was from the original parent carer group I went to. I was like, yep, I'll do that. I want to find out as much as I can. I'll do this. And then, so I've been involved since then in a lot of things. And I don't even know what we was talking about a minute ago, but I've been involved in a lot of things
this
because
is what
of
we
that.
do all the time, by the way. Don't worry about it.
This is my life.
We waffle.
Yeah, go on to something else. But because of that, I'm involved in this and I'm involved in that and I'm involved in the 4 cornerstones at schools and I'm involved in this. But I sat with a parent and another volunteer ambassador the other day and we're trying to help the parent's 18-year-old child because they're not, and I'm like, well, I don't know how to.
Yeah, but that's
the more and
amazing.
more 18-year-olds and 21 and this are needing more support. So basically, that was it. What I'm doing is in my head, I need to write this up, and I started it on Friday. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm very much like that, and people don't ever understand. They're like, John, you work too much. But if I don't get it done, I won't relax.
But you're always doing so many things. I don't know how you find the time. You're climbing a mountain, you're running a business,
but like yourself,
kids.
You do a million things, and if I'm not doing something, I'm literally doing nothing.
I suppose though, that question you said to Sarah, where do you find the time? You know, we could say it to you, but actually sometimes you need to do these things.
John forces himself to find time though, because before, like when I think John was a bit worried about me because I had kind of lost the plot a little bit, and he's like, right, what are you doing today? What are you doing today? What are you doing today? Come on, get out. I was like, John, it is all right sometimes just to sit at home.
Sit and do nothing.
Like, that's all right.
I'm like, Em, it's 9 o'clock. Why are you doing sitting there?
Yeah.
It's like, John,
Why not dress up?
I'm still in bed.
He's like,
but I'm like you. If I don't leave the house once,
but I'm good for you.
You are good for me in some ways.
But I'm like the same. If I don't leave the house every day, I really struggle up here as well. I've got to do stuff.
I know. So on the weekends I'm up by 9 o'clock.
If he's, I like to have a lazy morning and ease into the day, and in the afternoon is my time to go out. So when I've got John going, come on, it's
Let me just dig into that bit. So I like to have a lazy morning. Alright, Emma, it's 3 o'clock. We're doing.
But that is unfair.
Oh, actually, she did sleep for a podcast once.
I was going through a really difficult time right then. I'm fixed now.
But anyway.
So the other week, I got this picture of this amazing report from Amy.
Yeah.
So I dived in the garage on the way home and I bought her this little treat to Well Done. Pop past the house, car's outside, the window's open, the dogs are barking, I'm banging on the door. I'm talking to you on the phone going, where's Em? I'm banging on the door.
She's either asleep or having a poo.
Then about 10 minutes later I get, thanks John, I've just woken up.
I've always been a napper.
I've never been a napper, but actually,
I've always been a napper.
Since school, it's nice, isn't it? Sometimes because you take them to school and it's full on, and you pick them up from school and it's full on.
Yeah.
So actually, if you have 5 minutes in the day and you need to shut your eyes, just do it.
I rarely get that 5 minutes anymore.
Constantly,
I've napped in here before.
I rarely get that 5 minutes anymore. Like I'm back working in an office now, which is far better for me.
Yeah,
working
really
from
good
home
for you.
is not good for me.
No.
But being back in an office, but I'm taking Amy to school. I'm going to work, doing a full day's work, and my job can be intense. And then I've got to go and pick Amy up.
And then when you do have Amy, she can be intense with you because you're her safe place.
Yeah, and she'll
stim and she'll just screaming.
So if I get out of house to lie down, John, with a broken toilet seat, I will.
You've got a broken toilet seat now.
Yeah, the one downstairs is broken. If you want to come and rectify that one.
Actually,
I'm not sure I want to
He's
go
a
down
toilet seat provider. So you obviously got then recognised in the school. So you started up these groups because you wanted somewhere to go with your children without judgment. Did I hear you correctly? You were doing a course, or you just educate yourself? You actually enrolled in something?
I've finished all my courses. At the moment, I know for the first time in a long time, I haven't jumped straight into another one.
Okay, so what have you done?
I've done just basic, I've done online level 2 and understanding autism and understanding specific learning difficulties, which is just, it sounds big-headed, but I know it all already.
No,
but there are things in there that you go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And things do change slightly over time, don't they?
Yeah. But I have done some DLA and PIP training to help, parents that are like, oh, I don't know how to do this.
Do you know what? That's really helpful.
Yeah, it was only online, but that was
because
with
they
bios.
word questions ridiculously. Like things like mobility. You think if someone says, how is your child's mobility? You think, well, she's got her arms and legs, she can walk, she's fine. No, she's not in a wheelchair, she doesn't use aids. But actually what they mean by mobility, can she get around safely? Has she got road safety awareness? Would she just run out into road? And that's incredible because there's parents out there filling it in, they've got their arms and legs. Yeah. But actually
But it is.
They really
mobility to me is how is that child getting around,
they walk and blah blah. I'm like, well, they can
especially
walk.
if you've got ADHD yourself, you read it literal.
Credit to you though that you're taking your own time. You're stacked as it is. You're busy as it is. With ADHD yourself.
I remember all of it.
And you're reading stuff voluntarily.
I know, but I don't.
That's what I was thinking. I would never get through the first page.
But the fact that you want to do that to help, and it's coming from a genuine place, you're not really getting anything back from it apart from you want to kind of help other people with your lived experience.
That's incredible. The time that she has even given me in the evenings in your spare time when your children are there, you've answered questions for me and helped direct me in certain ways with quite a few things.
I'll be adding you on Facebook after this anyway.
Oh God, don't accept her. You won't get rid of her. She even turns up to your house and says, I'm not leaving.
That's happen.
It does happen.
It
does happen a lot.
I know you don't want me here, but I'm not
So
going.
what's next for you then? Because you've
What do you
gone
want
out.
to do with these qualifications and these courses?
Well,
Obviously to help people in these groups and support them. You're going to help people
I've
with
done
their
a
forms.
peer support. That was in line with the mental health framework as well. Done that course, and so it is. I mean, I don't use many of the tools that I've been taught because I'm me and I'm not fake and I'm not professional and I'm not going to sit there and do all that.
You just wanted to do it for you.
So I just sit and chat nonsense. But I mean, in the
You're
long...
probably using more of them than what you realise, but in an authentic way.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
more you,
Maybe,
rather than this kind of textbooks.
You've got
You're absorbing it and then you're communicating.
but you're not
Yeah,
going round
yeah.
saying this is how you should do
Oh,
things.
God,
But
yeah.
you're still you.
Yeah.
But actually, if somebody comes to you and says, "Oh, can you help me? Can you give me advice?" And you say, "Well, you could try this. You could try this, or you can contact such and such." Or
there's always honestly there's the amount of signposting.
I think the signposting is the thing that really helps.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be like you can't see the wood for the trees unless someone like you knows and can advise and support on where to go.
And it's amazing being on the DIAS team like of volunteers, because if someone asks me something, I'm like, I don't know,
You can
I
go
will try
to
and
them
find
for
out.
backup.
I've done it
Brilliant.
before, and I well then there's the whole of Devon volunteers are on there, and you ask a question and someone might know someone, and it might be Ashburton and it might be a problem to get to in Oakhampton and whatever, but there's that service and I can now pass that on to you.
or you can push people.
We're trying
to
to
that
get
direction.
a document together, that we can have shared, which has got all the information everyone keeps asking for. So when
do you have a Facebook page? Do you have a website? Do you have Instagram?
Yes,
Tell everybody all
all
about
of that.
it. We want to hear all about it.
All about it. So I've got
What's
a
it
Facebook
called?
group. It's called Timothy Neurodivergent. Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah,
one.
that's good.
Yeah.
That one, I like
So popular.
blah, blah, blah,
Neurodiversity Hub. We've got a Facebook page. We've got a website. And we're using the private group more now because, like you've just said about WhatsApp and everything,
People are...
it's a lot. And the chat, I never wanted a WhatsApp group. Someone else started it because I'm always used to groups. You can go on this group and put the word in the search and that DLA will come up there.
Yeah.
Whereas on WhatsApp it's so much harder because there's 10 million conversations where a post is.
You wake up in the morning, there's like 5,000 messages.
Oh, it's
And you added me to like the parent support centre.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
But when you open it, there's a community. Is there like 4 or 5 different things going on?
I've deleted most of them.
I archived them and muted them, but it's nice to know they're there.
But I know
again,
you
are they
have.
your groups or are they?
Yeah, no, they're our groups, but I didn't add all those. That was there.
Yeah, there's too
already.
much. It's all too much.
It's too much,
Yeah.
and it's too much for me, and it's too much for. And then someone will start a conversation on another group, and I'm like, I don't even know what we're doing. And I've wanted to do it for a long time, and it wasn't until we sat last week and I said,
Just need
people are
to
sending messages late at night. That I get that you're in some kind of crisis, and it is normally the women's neurodivergent group. So I'm like, you're in a crisis, and that I'll help you, and that's it. But if I'm asleep, I feel terrible. Whereas if you're,
We were saying that earlier, weren't we? Like you can carry that burden.
It can become
if that
really
person
heavy on yourself.
responds
and as
well
much
to
as I want
you,
to jump and help everyone, I actually can't.
I need to help myself.
I need to go to sleep. It's 11 o'clock. So we've done we're pushing, and we are using it more ourselves to make it obvious the Facebook group, because you can go on there and I can pick and choose when I go on there then and be like, right, here's my hour to go on and go rather than having my. I said to the mums we was talking to, I said, this is my phone. This is personal. This is me, and it's constantly there, and I can't distract myself from being with the kids.
And it's really hard, I think, when you do get that bing. My phone's always on silent. It has been since
But
Jay's
it comes
born.
up on your watch.
Well,
I got it.
Yes, and
You can't
it's
escape it
really
anyway.
hard to ignore it, like you say, and especially if it is somebody in crisis and somebody somebody that's helped you before. There's that guilt, isn't it?
Yeah.
But actually, I need to just help myself for a minute.
yeah.
I need 5 minutes, and it can be really intense. And I said to you, I really want to get rid of my social media, and I did for a week back along, but I was holding a surprise
wasn't a
party.
week.
I think it was about 3-4 days, and I really
24 hours.
no, it was 3-4 days, and actually, John, I was so much more present, and I didn't sit and have a coffee. And scroll through my phone. I was having a coffee while doing shit. I was empty, and I thought, actually, this takes up a lot of my life. And then when I looked at my screen time on my phone, so I did delete it for that amount of time, but I had a surprise birthday party for a friend that I was organising, and the private group's on Facebook. So I had to go back on. But I've got to the point, like, it's just crap, isn't it? It's
Oh,
crap.
yeah.
And it's taking up my time where actually I could be present with my kid
But I
or be
think
present in my own
But these
thoughts.
social media companies, they want that though. So I found it really annoying. So I went off Facebook for about 4 years, went back on because of Unicare. The company I own.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good.
And you can't
advertising.
actually have a Unicare account without having your own personal account
That's the
now.
same as my business.
So you're trapped.
It's got you
So-
by the balls.
So
I think just it depends how you use it, doesn't it? And I think I'm as guilty as anybody else as being spending too much time on social media. But when Amy goes to sleep at night or whatever, I can't.
That is your time.
At the moment, I can't watch TV. I can watch Hollyoaks, Naked Attraction, and Ackley Bridge.
Get
I
out.
watch
And
EastEnders
that's
today.
it.
That's it.
That's all I can watch.
Hollyoaks
I
and
cannot watch. I
EastEnders.
can't just get out. He's in
EastEnders
bed, John.
get out of here. Talking about.
Yeah, you know, just go and climb a mountain. Well, I would if I wasn't a single parent with my child in bed. So in the evening,
What roads am I in there?
when I'm not watching TV, I do scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I go back again because and there'll come a time where I can perhaps unwind and watch a film and stuff again. At the moment, I just.
But I get that,
can't.
and I think when
I
you
just
are
can't.
busy-headed and
Yeah.
you've had a stressful day, the last thing you can do is, focus on something, and you can scroll, and that's why. But
It's just
it can be
mind-numbing.
really
It's
intense,
mind-numbing.
like the noise, like from you've got your WhatsApp and you've got Telegram and you've got messages and you've got Messenger and you've got Facebook and Instagram, and now I've never even had TikTok or LinkedIn or all the others. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it, and I'm not bloody going to because I'm already addicted
Yeah.
to scrolling through the crap on Facebook.
But it's the
I
same
don't want any
stuff.
more
It's just
scrolling.
repeating itself, isn't it? all
Yeah,
the
it is.
time?
And it's always
just a
shit.
load of rubbish.
Yeah, people
But-
are dead and this is happening and war's happening. I don't want to know.
No, but that's because of your
Because of
algorithms, because you look at negative stuff, so you see negative stuff.
That's because I'm a negative
I keep
person.
getting these videos of people colouring in. Because I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's good.
And then I'm like, no, that's all I get. And I'm like, oh,
no.
I actually want to. One day I
think
was
I'd rather-
interested in that.
I think
and now
I'd
I'm
rather my
like,
bad news than people colouring it.
Oh, my daughter's been watching those things where they dig the sand up and put like drinks and stuff in so it explodes. Have you seen that?
Oh, don't. And then there's the ones where the wheels just crush over the bottles. And
Oh yeah,
things.
so I'm like,
honestly.
you're 6, you're not watching that on YouTube anymore.
It's
No.
weird,
But now it
isn't
just comes up on my YouTube all the
Yeah.
time. So now
So
she's got
weird.
children's YouTube,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
I was gonna say, you
different.
need a
Yeah.
different
But on
account.
my YouTube, because she was watching on there,
Yeah.
that's all I see is these blooming bottles being crushed. I'm like,
It's weird. It's
And you
weird.
love it.
And they used to do the Kinder Egg unwrapping, didn't they? That was
Yeah.
weird. So you've obviously got
Anyway,
you've got your
back to our
website,
guest.
you've got your Facebook, you've got your Instagram, you've got. Are they all in Teignmouth Hospital where you hold them?
Yes, but we've been given 12 months' notice on the building.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the NHS
So
have
you
given
need
it
to
for the
find
whole.
somewhere else.
Yeah, and I was talking to one of the, I think she was the health visitor, can't remember, community worker. And we were like, we're hoping they're just going to give us one big building to go
Well,
into.
hopefully this might help you. Somebody
Oh,
might
maybe,
watch
yeah.
this
Somebody
and
gives her a
listen to this and
building.
go, I know
But if
somewhere
not, you know,
safe
I need the funding, and I'd love to have our own building because then I don't have to book a room for this. And yes,
You must
I
have
could
a
be
building,
there
John.
working like.
John, have you got any buildings you can fill
Oh,
out?
have you?
What about upstairs?
No.
Yes, you have. He's lying.
Yeah.
can have his
Can
carport
you
if you
find
want.
one at Teignmouth? We just need a little bit of outside space.
But you never
yeah.
know, just doing something like this. And
Yeah,
you were
right.
on BBC
Oh, God,
News.
I know.
we
Spotlight.
saw that.
Horrendous.
You were
Brilliant.
great.
It's excellent. It was
We'll
brilliant.
put a
And
little
getting
clip in
Throwing up
this.
all day.
I didn't see it.
She hasn't seen it because Emma hasn't read my messages yet. She ignores them.
Bit rude.
But we will show you.
She was too busy rushing into her dinner to spill it all down.
Yeah.
But no, that's
That's too busy
brilliant,
watching
and
Ackley Bridge.
it's really nice that you're
Correct.
getting the
Ackley Bridge is
recognition for your dedication and your hard work.
Yeah,
because we
well
all know,
deserved.
as a single parent, even when
Doesn't
you're in a
matter,
relationship,
single, whatever it is,
yeah,
it's
it's
challenging.
difficult
Kids are
and it
kids
can be
are
Everything
challenging.
brings its own challenges.
And then when we've got our own challenges and we've got a kid with challenges, it's even more. And so for you
How
to
many times can you say challenges?
challenges, I like to say challenges because I want to say
Obviously you like me
my
saying-
kid's an arsehole
Obviously you-
sometimes, but
That's what
I don't know
said
if that's politically
the-
correct.
No, probably not, but it's real. What I said the other day, you liked how I was saying baguette.
Baguette.
Baguette, because you said baguette.
I'm going to have a cheese and pickle baguette.
I just.
Not that you had any
She
frustration
didn't
with
have
aggression
baguette. She had
at all.
baguette. Baguette. Will you even message me and say dusk and dawn? Dusk and dawn. Because I asked her if ducks could see in the dark. They do dusk and dawn. But she kept saying it.
Anyway, moving on.
Hi, Sarah. In these conversations.
We've got ADHD here.
She says we men and others it is. I've been thinking about that now for ages.
You'll be
Can ducks see
sat
in
here
the
going,
dark? I'll
dusk
be
and
googling
dawn.
that later.
You'll be thankful you're not a duck.
Dusk and dawn.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so if somebody wants to come and join your group,
Yeah.
is there anything that you have to qualify to be part of it? Because
Yeah,
I'm
can
very
they just turn
aware.
up? Can they just...
Well,
Because there's only so many people we can help in the world, isn't
yeah,
there?
there is. I mean, I'd love to have numerous amounts of groups running in one day to fit everyone in, but we've got to stick to the fire regulations
Yeah,
and
of course
everything in
you
the
have,
building. So we do need people to book online.
So how many can you hold, and how many do you sort of have on a good day at the minute?
We don't go past 8 children, because then remember there's either 8 or, you know, or if they've got a parent attached to them.
8 grown-ups.
And the space isn't that big. It's not that big, but there's a lot of things going on in it, and they can go outside, and they've got all the space to run around. So it's a perfect space
a giant
for
play
that.
date.
It's brilliant.
For like-minded.
Yeah. And because they come regularly to the home ed, they make friends, and they.
That's
Oh,
really
we do it on the first Saturday of the month as well. We do a Saturday Strive group. That's what I started doing because my kids are in school.
This is a lot of commitment from you.
That's right. That's fine. So
Well,
yeah.
it is.
I go home and I'll say to my dad, "Oh, I'm doing this," and he went, "Oh yeah, because you've got nothing else to do." I'm like, "Oh yeah, the washing can wait."
You
can empty my dishwasher. Yeah, exactly.
Let's face it, being a single parent, it can feel, well, any parent, you feel like it's Groundhog Day and you're struggling all the time, so you're probably keeping your mental health and brain busy. And what the hell's going on over here now?
yourself, John.
Go on, John, off you said.
And otherwise, I'm
What's
just
she going to be doing? Sat on your bed?
scrolling.
Sat on your bed?
I was just sat in bed flicking with your wine, and she just went, "What?" and burst into laughter.
He
Scrolling.
doesn't need to explain
John,
himself.
scrolling.
You need to
Scrolling.
explain your brain.
Scrolling.
Oh, what's the...
I literally was like, I'm crying now. That's just so funny. Oh my
But
god.
your mind took it there. Nothing would have happened if you just let him flick
We knew
away
what
his
he meant.
Everyone else saw the innocent side apart from you, missus.
I don't want anyone flicking anything anyway.
No one's flicking anything
That's
else,
making me
guys.
sweat.
Let's stop now.
You
Anyway.
made me go hot.
Anyway.
So, yeah, you've got these groups.
Probably won't have after this.
Thanks for coming on. Oh, there's an air conditioning machine.
It's not aircon, it's heater. If you want to put it on,
No,
go for it.
absolutely not.
Right, can we go back?
Yeah, I just wanted
I
to
have
know.
no idea what you're talking about.
Have you got any
ruined it for me.
courses that you want to do, or are you done? And is there anything else you want to do with it, or are you quite happy sort of just giving yourself the knowledge and helping other people? Is there anything else you want to do in the future, any goals with it?
So much I want to do. I don't want to do any more courses for a minute because there's a lot of paperwork I need to catch up on. We're hoping to get I don't even know how to word it. The Devon County are doing a consultation for the procurement for services in the community, so we're hoping to get in on that. And you know, if we can get money to have our own building and just run it out.
Is that a tender exercise?
Yeah.
Because both John and I have got lots of experience in writing tenders, so if you want to tap in.
There you go.
Not necessarily in this subject,
No,
but I've got experience of writing. I've got experience of going through procurement exercises and writing, being successful with tenders and bid writing and stuff. So we'll help if we can.
That's amazing.
We're happy to put an eye over it, aren't we?
Yeah.
I've got one of the mums that was her job before she had kids, so she's like, "Oh, I can help."
Yeah, happy to cast an eye anyway.
It's awesome. It's brilliant what you're doing, and I think it's really important if there is any parents out there that are struggling, that haven't been recognised at school, go and put it all on Sarah. Have a word with her. She hasn't got enough to do anyway. But it's just nice to have somebody to direct. Like you, I didn't know what DIAS was. There were so many different people. You told me to contact websites to go on that I didn't know existed. You know, my boys had a problem with potty training in certain aspects. You know, I didn't know that I could get help towards nappies. Still haven't done it because it's just something I'll do tomorrow. It's another job on top of all the other jobs. But
everything's boring. Everything's a task.
Yeah, it is. It is. When people are telling me to apply for things and fill in application
Oh,
forms, I've got to do enough of them. Yeah,
it's so much.
I had to fill out a form for my friend to get her ADHD diagnosed. I was like, you were asking me to fill out a form. This is how much I love you. I'm going to fill out a form for you.
Yeah, we don't want to do the
But
form.
don't you feel
love,
as
isn't it?
well, like after all these forms, you kind of feel like you become not an expert. I wouldn't say I'm a professional expert, but you kind of feel like when I do speak to these parents, I haven't had help. I'm like, have you not heard of such and such? Why have you not done this? Why have you not gone on this website? And they're like, I didn't even know I could.
Yeah.
But I think so much that people don't know is there the help out there.
Because they don't know. There's nowhere that offers that says, this is all this information you need
go
now.
this
You
direction.
think your child's neurodivergent? There you go.
Yeah.
You think you are? Here's everything you need.
You've got to train
There's no
yourself to
manual.
become an
Yeah, you
expert
do, and
because
it's
nobody else will do it
And
for
that's
you.
where it's hard, and that's where you just feel like I felt like I was going, like literally losing the plot. I was losing the plot because no one believed me. I'd go out with the kids and they were just mental, and I'd look around and be like, why aren't your children doing
this
that?
is it.
Why aren't
When
your
you
children doing
that,
that?
Amy, you are the only child in this place behaving like
bouncing
this.
off the walls,
Look at everybody
Well,
else.
no,
Well, and we have the same. I have the same with my daughter, and it's just like, but sometimes kids are just naughty. And but what makes me really annoyed is that parents and adults forget that they once kids and they were sometimes naughty, and they frown at us and they look at us, and you're like, hang on a minute, kids. You were once probably troublesome.
Yeah, well,
Give
look
us
at
a
these
break.
two.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Look how these two are behaving, you know?
What?
We've got
This is nothing.
We haven't done nothing yet.
As adults,
I don't even know you.
I'm really bored of sitting down. I want to go for a run. I'm getting really twitchy now.
I am. We don't want to sit here
I
and
think
wait.
I've crossed my legs 1,000 times.
I am. I'm getting
What have
You're
we
talking
done?
about your boys, honestly,
God,
but I think it's amazing what you're doing, and I think if you are struggling at home and you are struggling to get recognition, go onto your Facebook page. Can you just tell us what it's called again?
Give us some links.
Well, just say it properly this time.
Yeah.
Timoth Neurodiversity Hub.
Okay.
So the Facebook page is like, we share
And
whatever.
if you go on there, you can find all the rest of the information. can't you?
And you can privately message you, I can imagine.
the group, the page,
brilliant.
and also then there's the private group where you can ask questions. And we've had literally this week, adults, I've just moved here and I need support, but
Brilliant.
I don't
I
want to
saw
come
it today.
here. And the lady did today,
Yeah.
I think sometimes they must get to you and they're already in crisis.
Oh, yeah.
And that's quite hard to unpick for you.
I've opened the door and gone, hi, you alright?
No!
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my days, come here.
And then you're
But,
probably also thinking, are you ever in the middle of something? Do they come to your house, or is that just when you come to your group? So you have learned to have that switch off point because you need to look after
And you've got to
yourself
have keep your home like boundaries.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it is hard when you've got a job like, well, even you guys, like, it must be very hard not, you've got a work phone, or does it all come through to your personal phone?
I've moved away. So when I first started Unicare, every single member of staff had my phone number. And then in the end I had to change it because I never got left alone at all.
Well, this is where I was thinking the other day that my phone number's on here, and if I don't want that particular, not that I'd have of anyone, like, but if I don't want that person contacting me constantly or whatever, I've got no choice because it's in my phone. But it's when it's late at night or whatever, I don't mind, come at me with everything.
But once you've seen it, you've seen it, and you can't then stop thinking
That's
about
the
it.
thing, isn't it? That's the thing
got
that's
to look after
dangerous
yourself.
sometimes. If you're constantly available and you're constantly accessible, the minute you see something, you have to respond on it because you can't delay action. So sometimes it's better that you don't find about it until the next day.
I would forget if I read a message and thought I'll deal with that tomorrow. I'm having my time. I would. The chances I'd forget,
but you can't,
and then I wouldn't get back to someone.
But you lose your time because the minute you see something, you look at it. I have to respond to
And
that
then
now.
if you're sat having dinner with Amy and you see it, then you're not with Amy. You're sat there with her, but
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
no,
in the room.
We
with
went
her.
out on a Saturday night and
thinking
you've had a call because you've been on call, obviously, but it's still encroaching in your time and it's your mental health. And also, without a good Emma or a good John or a good Sarah or a good our kids don't have anything, especially when you're on your own.
And that's why I say to my team all the time as well, like that protect yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. To be your best for other people, you need to look after yourself first and foremost.
Actually, it is okay to say, could you please contact me tomorrow because I'm a little bit busy at the minute, or I just need to shut off now, it's my time, can you contact me? I don't think we should be afraid to do that.
No,
I think, I have always been a people pleaser. I don't know if that's ADHD. I wanted people to like me, especially after being bullied at school, but now, actually, if I don't want to go
you're
there,
getting a bit harder, not harder, but you're getting much more boundaried now. And I understand about you.
And I
more
still get the
boundaries.
guilt. I think, shit, I've
No, but you need to
I
have
haven't seen her for
boundaries.
ages, or I need to message her back. She messaged me this morning, I've read it, and I started listening to it, but it was too noisy, I need to message her. And then I forget, and it's not because I'm being rude, but now I've got to a point where I'm like, I've been busy, I've just been
But we have
honest.
to respect each other's time and space as well, though, don't we? You know, and my friend said to me the other day that her friend had sent her a voice note, and it was 23 minutes long, and I thought, you know what?
23 minutes long? I've never done that.
I thought, you know what? If someone sent me a 23-minute voice note,
you sent about 60 messages.
Which adds up.
But that's the thing with me. If I'm going to listen to a message, they have to be under a minute long. If anyone sends me anything over a minute long, I have to wait a long time till I'm doing it.
You've replied to me before, God, that's a long message, and not actually answered it. I'm like, hang on a minute.
It's because I forgot.
Oh,
I probably
right.
think I've recorded you one, but if somebody sends me 20 messages under a minute, I will listen to them. You send me 20 messages all combined into I can't
right,
do
I'm getting really hot now, John.
Do you know, we're going to have to bring this to a summary. I mean, we've been chatting for pretty much an hour.
Oh, okay.
Keys.
So it is the right time.
So I think
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Let's finish with you. What's one message that you want to get across to anybody who's maybe struggling at home, who maybe has or hasn't got a neurodiverse child, but wasn't quite sure what to do? What would you say to them?
Just reach out to us, or any, you know, if you don't want to come to us, go to someone else. But we're like a, you know, blowing your own trumpet. We're a great group of mums. We're a great group of normal people
with normal life experience.
Normal life, lived experience. You know, we're not going to fix your problem. We're not going to take everything away and make it better. But you're in a room with people that understand you. You don't have to explain over and over again.
What 1 or 2 things would you say avoid doing? Is there anything that you say just don't do that?
Stay away from people that think they know better.
Judgmental people, I guess.
Yeah, stay away from the judgment of people. And if you believe there is something with you and your child, or your child, then do it. Don't listen to go for it.
You know your own child, don't you?
Don't be...
Silence.
Yeah, don't
really
do
important.
it. Because years down the line now, I've got to try and undo everything.
That's why people like you are so important. So people that are hearing all that noise can come to people like you in your group and receive that reassurance and that backup and give that confidence.
Because we spoke in, you know, before you got here when we did our introduction to season 2, you know, you have your suspicions about your daughter, but you're going to find it very difficult because the school thinks she's absolutely perfect.
Well, she is perfect.
Well, of course she's perfect, but she's a perfect student in school. She listens, she sits down,
she's very intelligent,
very artistic. But at home,
model student I've had for 6 years. But
so you might be hearing from Emma. You know, you don't struggle with her at home, but there is definitely something there.
I'll lie both of you and drink wine, Sarah.
Basically, you're going to have loads of voice notes from her this time.
But the thing is as well, like every person and every child's situation and experience is different. Everything's different. So I wouldn't sit here and say to you, well, why do you think there's something like that, and pick that apart. If you think that, you think that. But that's been my experience. Well, why? They're just boys. They're just this.
That's really refreshing.
But actually, that's not. You know, I don't care how you parented and how your experience. It is what it is.
Everybody is different. Everyone's parenting. Everyone's past.
Our kids are different. Well, it's quite similar with sensory stuff, but our kids are different. I'm not going to go. No, John.
Yeah.
Silly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
thank
It's been
you.
such a lovely
it's brilliant.
conversation. When you come back, you should come back and have a regular slot.
She probably wouldn't now with us, would she? No,
Don't blame her.
If I get a lift over and back so I can drink a bottle of wine as well.
We just went completely rogue, and you've gone off on a tangent over there. It's all been great.
I hope it's made sense, everyone.
Yeah, right.